And so my fellow Italians, now it's our turn now to two Italian stories, but two international stories. The first one is one of the best known and most appreciated Italian startups, trying from the very beginning to build a bridge across Italy, Brussels and London, so showing that acting with an European mindset is the only way to be successful. Gianpiero Lotito.
Thank you, Riccardo. We start with a brief video, 3-minute video that explains what we are trying to do and what we did, starting from a small town in Italy, Pavia, and if you can go. Thank you. It's a challenge, FacilityLive, so I will do another challenge, speak everything in a language that is not mine. No? We are in a particular age in this moment in Europe. Less than 500 persons in a city, in a small town of 50,000 inhabitants, made the Renaissance. Less than 500 persons. And they changed completely the story of the world in a small town. And from a small town started the story of the Silicon Valley in 1951. And less than 500 persons made also the history of the Silicon Valley. So it's possible to change things if we believe that the momentum is the best to do it. Riccardo made a very exciting question before. Is it too late to do things or not? If you go on Google and type Bessemer, you will find the website of Bessemer Venture Partners. It's probably the oldest venture capital firm in US. And they made a fantastic thing, the anti-portfolio page. They listed their failures. And the title of that page is Honoring Those We Missed. So, for example, you find, incredibly, 7 times we passed on Federal Express. But the most exciting part of that page is that they judged Apple IPO for $60 million, oltraggiosamente expensive. So they were applying the previous mindset to judge things that were changing. Also IBM at that time thought that 2 small companies, Microsoft and Apple, couldn't be dangerous for them. The story tells that everything was different. So when you are in a discontinuity, in a big discontinuity, like the one that we are living, you must try and you must believe that everything is possible. 30 million euros by private capital. We raised 30 million euros by private investors. No one venture capital firm, no banks, no public money. The biggest ticket was 6 million. The smallest, 10,000 euros by an employee. 3 worldwide big banks, 2 in London and 1 in Paris, are working with us to present to us the biggest and best European customer that they have to try to convince them to invest in FacilityLive, because our next round will be around between 50 and 1,000 million euro to migrate our search technology that now works only for large corporates and large public administration on the cloud, to give, we hope in the future, the search of your life, to give the technology to address any of your personal information, managing the information, and not being managed by an algorithm that decide for you which is the best book, the best vacation, the best train, the best information that you must choose. It's a dream, it's a challenge, but we are doing these things. And 3 years ago, we decided to keep the company in Italy, in a small town, in a town where born the first proto-university in the world in 825 after Christ. So this is a period of big challenges. We are going to see new rules, think to the changes that we will see in taxes or in privacy. We will have new markets, think to digital single market. We will have new models, for example, for financing, as you are looking with us. And we will have new technologies. Think that the only Internet of Everything market will address about $2 trillion per year market. And Google has a turnover of 66 million, so the 3% of that market. So everything is possible in this period, and we must convince European young people to believe that it's possible to run global company from here. The role of the European institution is to create the best condition to do it. Surely the digital single market is a giant step, because it's the first step to compete on a peer level, of course, I am speaking about market regulations, with the giants of Silicon Valley. So it's very important that in this period we believe that it's possible, Riccardo. Perhaps will be not, but if we don't try, we will never know if it's the truth or not. FacilityLive is also one of the founding members of the European Tech Alliance, that is the first pure European alliance of technology companies, and Niklas Zestrom, the founder of Skype, is the president. When we presented the alliance in Strasbourg, in the European Parliament, with Commissioner Ansip, Zestrom told, today I don't, if I was the owner of Skype, my decision was different. Because times are changing, markets are changing, possibilities are changing, and we must believe that it's possible to do these things. For example, it's very funny that we were the first company ever admitted in the elite program of the London Stock Exchange, being not a UK company. And it was so unexpected that they put it, Pavia, in the channel, no, in the map. But we were very proud to be in this map as the first city and the first company admitted ever without being a UK company, to underline the best connection and the best way to work that we have with UK. One last thing, another big opportunity is the Industry 4.0. We are the second country in Europe as manufacturing and the fifth world country. For many of us, this is a point of weakness, but it can be in the future world of the Internet of Everything, of the world connecting, of a future shape of the world that will be digital. This can be really a point of growth, or the point that can help us to have the best position in the future. So we must believe in all these things. We must stay here. We must keep the companies here. We must create digital environments as we are trying in Pavia. The article of Süddeutsche Zeitung was about the small valleys, the possibility to have a European model for a digital environment that is based on small cities with old university, with culture, as we listened before, and not only technology or industry. Because the mix of culture, industry, technology, and talents that we must keep in Italy, in Germany, in UK, in Europe, is the mix that can help us to succeed. So, to close my speech, I think that in this moment everything is possible, and I think that Europe will help us, and this connection between Italy and UK will help us to convince more and more and more people that really is possible to do things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gianpiero.